So yeah, man. Uh, look, Lamar says he's dropping an interview soon. Okay. People think he's interviewing himself. I don't know why. It looked like he was talking to somebody in that preview that he showed. And we don't know exactly when it's going to drop. He says it's going to be soon. In the clip, he talked a little bit about football or how he got into football or something, right? We don't know exactly what it all is going to entail. B doesn't think it's going to be about much. He thinks it's going to be about his businesses and
Hey,
whatnot.
hey, I didn't say it wasn't much. All right, I'm not putting down his business ventures
No,
like
no,
that.
no,
I'm
no. In
saying it's
terms
not
of
going to be about
football,
the Ravens.
right?
Okay.
One, I think that'd be great. I think that'd be interesting. I would watch that. But two, I think it is going to shed some light. I don't think he'll go into detail, but I think he'll shed some light on the situation, kind of clear some things up, because recently there have been a lot of misinformation put out there about Lamar, right? And when he sends some tweets kind of saying, no, that's cap, the media getting mad at him, like, oh, well, why is he tweeting? Why is he tweeting? He shouldn't be saying that. Okay, well, I'm going to put out an interview on my platform and clear the air. That's what I think is going to happen. I think that's what a lot of mainstream media thinks is going to happen, and they don't like it. Right? We talked about Shannon Sharp, Uncle Shay, and Skip Bayless out there saying, "Oh, this isn't the way to do it, Lamar." Well, what other way is it to do it? If he came on your show, said, "I'm gonna give you an exclusive interview," right? If he said, "I'm gonna go on your show and give an interview," you would be saying he did the right thing. But why does he need to go on your show to clear the air and not his platform? What's the difference?
They don't get the views.
Bingo.
If it's on Lamar's platform.
Bingo. They would argue, well, there's no one there to ask him the hard-hitting questions.
I'm gonna stop you right there though, and just correct you real quick, because YouTube is our platform, not Lamar's.
That's right. That's right. But yes, Lamar doing this interview, they mainstream media doesn't like it. They don't like that he controls the narrative and not them. And you got people like Mike Florio, who just Mike Florio just puts out lies. Let's just call it what it is, man. He's a liar. You should not listen to Pro Football Talk. You should not listen to Mike Florio when he tweets stuff. That man just puts out whatever he wants to put out. Sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not so true, sometimes it's just a flat out lie, but nobody ever checks him on it. And he knows what he's doing. And he's putting out these stories about Lamar. He hates Lamar, right? Lamar, he's one of those people that Lamar made look silly, right? And the fact that Lamar is doing it his way, the fact that he's getting this deals done, or going to get this deal done without an agent. He used to be a former agent himself. He's friends with a lot of agents. That's where he gets a lot of his information. He's trying to do a hit piece. Yeah, Peter King too. He's been a clown. He's trying to do a hit piece on Lamar, but it ain't working. Nobody's falling for that. He put out a story yesterday about Lamar's representatives going around telling teams that he's ready to move on. ESPN actually cleared it up. I can't remember the lady's name. She, said, hey, yeah, there's somebody from his family contacting other teams. They're not really, discussing business with him, but they're kind of contacting them, letting them know that he's open for business. And, Robert Griffin said, yeah, there's no problem with Lamar and the Ravens. He just wants his money. So all that's going on is Lamar is testing the market, right? Of course, he's ready to move on if he's willing to sign with another team, right? Like, but Floyd will make it seem like he's causing a problem. Lamar hasn't caused any problem. You can't cause a problem when you're not under contract, right?
Unless you're Le'Veon Bell, apparently.
Yeah,
Steelers fans thought he caused all kinds of problems while he was not a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right. Like, he's not under contract. They're the ones that are tagging him and killing their offseason because they're too afraid to sign him and overpay for him. That's what it comes down to, because they could just give him the money. But if somebody offers him that money, then they'll match it, right? That's coward stuff.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not sure that they would match if he actually got what he was asking for. But the whole thing with overpaying players, it's an obsession in this country, particularly in football. One, it's nonsense because overpaid contract plus time equals bargain. right? It's always going to look like a great deal a year or two down the line because, I mean, right now you've got Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, and I believe there was even a fourth one. But at least those three who are all going to get massive contract extensions. So depending on the order, had you just given Lamar his money before this season, by even before the start of next season, his contract would have looked like a bargain because all three of those guys would have gotten more, right? But the other part of it, and this goes to like some of the backlash against Lamar and people saying he's causing a problem and he should just take whatever offer they made him. It's that there's a lot of people in this country who don't really like these athletes who play on these teams. You know, they provide entertainment, but you know, fans feel a sense of possession over these players, right? That you know, you are here for my entertainment. You're not a person. You shouldn't be looking out for yourself. You shouldn't be trying to leave my team. You're here for my entertainment. Just shut up and play. Take the money and go entertain me. And people really don't like it when athletes speak up for themselves or look out for themselves, particularly in contract negotiations. And that's all you're seeing with Lamar Jackson. You know, there's a certain portion of the fan base who will always be behind Lamar, who will always be fans of Lamar. And then there's another portion of the fan base who says, well, if he's not going to just shut up and entertain me, then screw him.
Yeah. Whenever a player gets cut or traded, you know, fans will always say it's a business. It's a business. It's a business. Even in these situations, hey, you know, Lamar, like it's crazy that, you know, like they're not going to pay you a fully guaranteed contract like Deshaun Watson. That was an outlier, and that's just not good business. I hear a lot of people saying that, oh, business. And there's no accountability for the teams. But when a player says, hey, this is just business. Mm-hmm. This is what Robert Griffin, who's close with Lamar and his family, said earlier. It's, hey, he has no problem with the Ravens. There's no issue. It's just he just wants his money. This is business. But man, people get up in arms about that. Mm-hmm. What's going on right now with the Ravens is not Lamar's fault, right? It would have been different if Lamar signed a contract and then turned around and said, all right, I'm holding out for more money. That's a little different. And even in those cases, depending on the situation, I support that too, right? But that's not what's going on. Lamar was a free agent. And they said, well, we're going to hold you here. And we're going to tell other owners. Let's be real about that. The owners got together and said, we're not going to, you know, you're going to stay away from this guy. You're not going to offer him any ridiculous deal, right? So they colluded to keep Lamar right there in a position to where no other team's talking to him, right? Yeah. And he says, cool, I'll wait. It's the off season. I don't have anything to do. I don't go sign other players. I'm not with the team. I'm going to do my thing, and I'll either work out a deal with another team, or I'll sign a franchise tender and see you in the off season, or I'll sign it later, right? Because I have until week 7 of the regular season. But all of this is business, and he's well within his right to do it. So what are you getting upset about? It goes back to what B says. You don't respect him as a person. You damn sure don't respect him as a businessman. You see him as property. That's my guy. And okay, that's cute that you're trying to work out a deal, but now you need to sign something so my team can get back to winning.
Yeah. And somebody pointed out in the chat, I didn't see who it was, but they said that they don't have that fans don't have that reaction to white quarterbacks.
Facts. I mean, look,
absolutely true, right? Because you know, for one, and this is one of my favorite moves of all time, but it was a dirtbag move. Carson Palmer just said, "No, I'm not playing for you. You're trash. I have $80 million in the bank. I'm not coming in. Trade me." And they traded him, right? And there was no backlash, right? None. Everybody was like, "Well, I mean, it was the Bengals," but also. Everybody is out here talking about, oh, you shouldn't get a fully guaranteed contract. Oh, that was an outlier with Deshaun Watson, and just pretending that Kirk Cousins never happened. One, Kirk Cousins played on the franchise tag for a couple of years because Washington wouldn't give him his money. Nobody was out there calling him selfish. They were calling him savvy. They were saying that he was maximizing his worth.
You know who's calling him savvy? Shannon Sharp. Calling him
Yeah.
Kirk First Cousins, right? Wasn't that his nickname? Kirk First Cousins. They loved it. This same guy that's trying to tell Lamar, hey, you gotta get an agent. You gotta do better than this. Loved it when Kirk Cousins did it.
And Kirk Cousins signed a 3-year, $84 million deal that was fully guaranteed, the first fully guaranteed multi-year contract for a quarterback ever. And it made him the highest paid player in NFL history. So it wasn't like, oh, he took a team-friendly deal and they just guaranteed the whole thing. He got every cent of the money that he – now, I don't want this to be controversial, but that he absolutely did not deserve because he was trash. But he got a fully guaranteed deal to make him the highest paid player ever, and everybody was like, bravo, Kirk. Bravo, good job.
Yeah.
But now when other players do it, all of a sudden it's a problem.